Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Thummel and this is a training for Team Rah-Rah. It is Friday, June the 29th, and we are going to be discussing partying in groups as well as our outlet sale that's going on right now, and we're going to discuss the NICU thermal tote drive. So this is being recorded for those of you that would like to look back and check out what we discussed tonight. So we've got Deborah and Essence with us, and I am going to go ahead and share my screen and get started. And if you ladies have questions as we go, we're a really small group tonight, so feel free to just interject and ask away and we will talk about it. So 1 second here. And could you raise your hand, Deborah, if you could see my screen, please?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this down at the bottom. All right, so we're talking about partying in groups. Now, this is a group page that I started for myself to do my online parties when Facebook changed their format of not allowing third-party apps and sources to post to events. I decided to go ahead and try a group. There's definitely a wrong way to party in groups, and there's a right way to party in groups. I'm going to talk real quick about that, and then I'm going to go through what I did here, and we're going to talk about this group because I currently have just consultants here in this group, and I need to remove the members because I'm getting ready to start my next round of partying. So if you can see here, all these people are consultants, and you've been here, and I go ahead and feel free to go through this, take off any pictures, any ideas, any screenshots that you would like to use going forward for your partying. So when you party in groups, it's something that you need to start correctly, just as you were doing an event. Here, I'm going to just talk to you here for a second and flip this around. I'm going to stop the share real quick. I'm just going to chat with you. So whenever you start an event, you want to ask your hostess to invite people beforehand before she adds people to the group or to the event. There needs to be a pre-invite for sure. A lot of times what happens is that the hostess will go ahead and add a bunch of people and not have that personal connection with them, and that's where a lot of parties fail, because if somebody doesn't extend a personal invite to you, then you're less likely to attend because you don't feel important. It's not a personal reach out, and it's so important to do that. So here's an example. If you know that a friend is getting married but you don't receive an invitation, it would be kind of hurtful, and why would you go, right? Versus you receive an invitation and they know that they would love for you to be there, you're going to probably show up. Well, same thing with an online party, even though it's not the gravity of a wedding or something like that. If you don't extend that personal invite, then they don't feel that personal tug at their heart to join in because you weren't important enough for them to reach out to. So make sure you hostess coach so that your hostess reaches out to people ahead of time, asks for her to get at least 20 people to say yes before you even add her to the group. Because you want her reaching out one-on-one. Now, once the party begins, or once you add her to the group, I then tell her, hey, I'll use Shelby as an example here. I'll say, hey, Shelby, okay, so everyone that did not respond to you, that didn't respond at all, go ahead and send this message. And the message says, hey there, as a courtesy, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to my event, to my Facebook party, because I didn't hear from you and I don't want you to miss a thing. I hope you will join me. Excuse me. So you're going to go ahead and add everyone that didn't respond, but the point is that you reached out to them. Some people get too busy and they forget to respond, and that's okay. You've reached out to them, so you're going to add them. The only reason you would not add them is if they said, no, please don't add me, all right? So you're going to have more than the 20 people added on there because you have several people that just don't even respond to you. So, okay, so there's like how the party starts. You get them in this group, and let me go ahead and share my screen with you. I'm going to go down to the very bottom here. Let's get there. And some of you that are going to be watching this will have already checked this party out, and some are maybe not even in here. Deborah, are you even in this group?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure you're added so that you can at least check this out before I take everyone off this weekend. So you're going to have to kind of look fast. And then if you want to be added back later to check things out, you're welcome to. I just need to start fresh for my hostesses. Okay, so here we go. Very beginning. This is when I created the group. So I have this picture that I use for the cover photo that I made here. It says, welcome to the party. Click on the party link for your hostess in the monthly hostess album to shop anytime. So I have an album of my hostesses with the links. So the idea of this closed group is to have multiple hostesses going in this single closed group. Now, it worked well when I did this with Shelby because, and she was my last hostess. I'm going to go to photos and albums. I had her and a lady named Mary as my hostesses, and their guests kind of played on each other, and they were able to help each other, and there was more interaction this way, and so it worked out really well. So I'm going to go real quick to this May Hostesses album. Now, I didn't have a picture that said May Hostesses. I just uploaded pictures of my hostesses, but I learned, you know, that I'm going to need an initial picture to put in there so that it doesn't show the first person. Let me show you what I mean. So if you missed it here, the albums that I have, this album for May, it just shows Mary on the front cover, and I don't want Mary to be the one that's more important or more significant. I want it to look more like this, where I have July hostesses like that, like with a cover page. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go ahead and delete this album because I'm done with it. So when you're done with your hostesses and they've been removed from the group, then you're going to delete that album. Now, I created a new one. I made an image here. You're welcome to use it. It says July 2018 hostesses. Get your shopping link here. And then within the album, I have one of my hostesses for July, and I included her shopping link here. And I'm telling her guests to choose ship to hostess at checkout, and regardless of where they live, so they can remain eligible for party prizes. And then I'll make sure and ship it to them if need be before the party closes. I'm also telling them if they order anything on the outlet sale to choose direct ship so they can insure their items. Are there any questions so far?
This is really deep.
Well, you can watch the replay and we can chat about it later as well, and you definitely need to get access to this page so that you can start checking it out. Okay. Now, let me go back to the very beginning here. The idea with this is to make it easy. Now, I've made a lot of posts, and I'm going to not do as many posts going forward on these group events because I'm going to leave photo albums in place so that people can pre-shop ahead of time and they can look at the albums ahead of time. So here's the beginning. I've got this party dashboard here. I'm going to click see more. So I have tons of information here where they can click on my website to browse. There's a shareable catalog link for the actual, well, this is the summer catalog. That's not the, oh yes, no, that's the regular catalog. That's this one here, if you can see me down in the bottom here. Yeah, I know I'm sharing my screen. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's this catalog is this link here. And then monthly specials, I've got to update that for July. And then I don't have a lot of this updated yet, but it's a work in process. This is only my second time to do this. So I've got to make sure that this party dashboard that they have to go back to look at is updated. So I've got these different collections here, the summer essentials, and then information about checkout and shipping. So I do plan to upload a video here about personalization so that when they choose to personalize their items, they have more information here that they can go back and check out this video if they want. So again, all of this is set forward so that when they are added to this group page, they can start looking right away and start going at their own pace. So this is a nice little image if you want to use that. It's called Party Dashboard. And So I'm going to go back up here. So I had a video, a welcome video, talking about the party kicking off on a certain day. So I don't need that anymore, and I'm going to delete that because every party that I do, I'm going to create a welcome video. So I'm not going to delete it right this second. There's some people that haven't seen it yet, like Deborah. So whenever you're added here, go ahead and check it out to see what I have to say. I'm basically just telling them when the party is going to start and how it's going to work. Okay? So that will be deleted. This was not necessary to have this, but I put it here for the catalog. It's also in the party dashboard. I may go ahead and just delete that, but we'll see here. I'll figure it out.
So
Go
are we
ahead.
still using the spring catalogs, right?
Say it again.
Are we still using the spring catalogs?
Yes, this is good through July.
Okay, through July.
We don't have the new fall one until August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just look through these posts, but my point is on this, like it's going to have very little updating to do. Like these are the June specials. We're not in June anymore, so I'm going to delete this post. All right, I'm going to delete that. And then after I do my welcome video, and I'm going to make a note here real quick. So I need to do my welcome video for my next group of hostesses. And then I need to post a special about the July specials. And then, of course, anything that's specific to the specials from that last month, I'm going to delete. So, again, not going to do it right now. Going to give Deborah some time. I'm going to go through on the posts that will stay here. I'm going to be deleting comments because we don't want to see comments from previous parties. So I'm going to be deleting those. So on every single image I'm going to keep, I will delete the comments. All right? So.
And do you just set this up? You just set this up at the beginning of each month? Is that what you do?
Well, I'm not going to have to set it up now. The only setting up per se that will happen is that I will update with a new welcome video and the new July specials. And the welcome video is going to include, hey there, my hostesses this month for this party that you're on are Lauren, James, and whoever else. And if it's just Lauren, then I'll just introduce it as her party, which right now she's the only one I have. So, but my idea is I'm going to start this around July 3rd, maybe, right before July the 4th, maybe on the 5th when the outlet kicks off. We haven't nailed it down yet, but I'm going to let it run about 9 total days before we close it. I'm going to give people just the time to shop the outlet sale, look through all this stuff, and what my plan is that I'm just going to ask them if they want demonstrations for anything to let me know, and I can look on YouTube for product demonstrations, or I can do them myself if I have those products. But basically, the work is done ahead of time. So, and I'll just play a couple games with them. So, Essence, do you have any questions so far? Okay, and I know that you're on mute. And I see that someone else joined us. I'm not sure who's there, but if you want to say hi, feel free.
Hey, it's Leslie.
Oh, hey, Leslie.
I did have a question. As far as partying in groups and just your personal opinion, do you feel like the parties were more engaging? One, that's my first question. And two, do you think your PV was higher, lower, or about the same with these parties in groups?
Okay, so this one was a little bit unique because Shelby was one of my hostesses and she joined my team. And so on your question about more PV, the answer is no on that because we kind of split it a little bit because she joined like in the middle of her party. So, I mean, she would have had about a $600 party she had her link going from the beginning, but it didn't end up working that way. As far as being more engaging, I felt that it was because, you know, sometimes your hostess can't be as involved. Sometimes they're really busy, like Mary. She didn't get on for like the whole first day. And then she saw that Shelby was talking and she's like, oh, shoot. She texted me. She's like, I'll get on it. Because I send them a hostess tip sheet, you know, of being involved so that their people are interested because their friends want to hear from them, not from me. So it kind of kicked her in the butt, and she got busy with that, and then her friends started interacting more. So the hostesses helped each other in that sense, and their guests helped each other. And as far as the PV, Mary's party, I think ended at like $800 or not, yeah, about $800 on her PV. And so I did a competition between the hostesses of whoever hit 600 first got something special from me, and Mary ended up getting that. But I felt that it was good. And I like this format because, like I said a little bit ago, it's going to be less work going forward because I have these albums that are going to stay, like this Global Inspired and the Summer Essentials collection. The summer print event stuff is all in here. And then I'm going to create more albums before the party actually begins using some of the stuff that I did in here, like on the real life photos, for example. Like, let's see here what this one says. Oh, that's LUT and LUT Limited real life photos. So since we don't have the limited anymore, that was just May only, what I would do is I need to remove those images because they're not offered anymore. But I'll probably leave, the picture here just to show, how they're in use. But then I have lots of like personalization on the LUTs. I'll probably leave those there. Anyway, I guess I kind of digressed from your question. I apologize. But my point is I'm going to create more photo albums. I'll do that before I delete everyone. Or not delete, before I remove the members, so you can see what photo albums I do have here. So you can see what I'm starting with. So, sorry about my dogs. So with that said, like my welcome video, I'll explain, hey, there's lots of albums for you to check out. I would love for you to shop at your convenience, to browse at your convenience, and to check things out when you can. You don't have to join us at a certain time, and that's great about the flexibility of online parties. And they can look through it and ask any questions. But I want to make sure and go through these and delete any comments that are there before I add any guests. So, does that make sense?
It does. Thank you. That was definitely very, no, everything you said was on point, and those were definitely valid points. I did have one more question. I know you said on hostess coaching, I feel like I'm still not strong in that part, and I have a hard time with that. So when you say you send them tips before on, like, inviting people now, I mean, do you just trust that they don't add anyone, or like how, like you say you send a tip sheet. So like what items are on that tip sheet?
Okay, let me go find it. You know what, let me post it to the actual page here. Discussion. Let me go find it and I'll post it here so that you can grab it while we're here. Let's see here. My bad. I'm going like from the bottom to the top. I'm probably making you all dizzy. Sorry about that. I was going to the bottom. Now I'm going to the top. Okay, so I'm going to add this photo if I can find it here. I don't think it's under. Okay, let's see here. Bear with me. Okay, it's not there. It's in my hostess coaching. Okay, I've got a hostess coaching. So I've got these two images. I pick one of these two to send to them. I'm going to go ahead and add these 4 to this post, and I'm going to explain here what I do. Why didn't it add? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I send these images via Messenger before the party begins. Okay, so I either choose this one, telling them about inviting and commenting and everything that they should be doing. Here's another one. I use this one more often than the other one. Personally invite no more than 50 friends who you would invite into your home. So, but I'm also, along with this, when I send this image essence, I say, make it a point to get 20 yes RSVPs and let me know when you get there. Okay, and I say keep track of everyone you invite, make a list, because people that do not respond, we are going to eventually add them as a courtesy, because you don't want them to miss it. Because what if they missed your text, or what if they forgot to reply to you? You want to err on the side of let's go ahead and invite them, unless they just flat out say no. So I send this, I give them that instruction, I send this party image to them, and I say, go ahead and post this on your timeline so that people can know that you're hosting a party, because you're not going to be able to reach out to everyone that you would like to. So maybe you can typically grab up 1 to 3 people just by posting this. And then I send them this image and I say, you can temporarily change your cover photo for your Facebook so that people know that you're hosting a party. And then they can comment on there. That's 2 different ways to do it, where they change their actual timeline cover photo and then actually make a post. So those are the images I send. And hold on 1 second. Dog, stop it. My dogs are acting up. So that's what I use for hostess coaching. Does that help?
Very much so. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I'll leave that there for a while, and I'll let everyone know before I'm going to remove them, but it'll probably be on
So
Sunday.
are there 2 lists, one for Facebook party and then one for a regular party? Is that what you? That's
When you
the
say a
tip?
list, like, what do you mean?
Well, you have tips for hosting a successful Facebook party, and
Mhm.
was it for like
These are both
in-house
Facebook.
party?
These are both Facebook. These aren't tips for in-home.
Oh, okay.
This is for
So
them
these
to
are
be
for
engaged
Facebook.
on their
Okay.
in their groups, on their events, so that we can have good interaction and have people buying stuff.
Okay.
So, all right. So just keep an eye on this page, Deborah. I'll send you the link for you to join this
Okay.
page. I'll do it right now so that you can do that. I think we're Facebook friends. There you are.
Yes.
All right, so request to join that, and I'll get you on there. So that's all I'm going to really talk about with this. I think it's a good way to party, because you want to make it as easy as possible, and you're going to see the albums that I'm going to leave there. And you know what? If you want to stay for this next party, you probably can. It'll probably be okay. I just can't have a ton of consultants on here when I'm trying to add more people into a new party. So for those that didn't get to watch the first round, maybe they can stay for this round 2. But I will update this group photo and get it all ready before my hostess is ever added. So is there any questions about partying in groups that you guys want to talk about?
So I'm sorry, one more question.
You're fine.
So besides the album thing with, like you said, putting the picture at the beginning of that first album, so that, it doesn't feel like it's in one consultant that's more important. I mean, one customer that's more important than the hostess, that's more important than the other.
Yeah.
What would be like your one other thing you would probably change that you haven't already talked about?
On these albums?
In the group in general, just partying in group. Because is this your, have you done this before, or?
I've only done it one other time. What I really want to get done right, Essence, is to fix my party dashboard, that very beginning picture that I have that outlines basically their entire resources. You know how on our team page I have that pinned post that has all those resources there?
Mm-hmm.
Same idea with this. I want all their resources to be right there of click on this link and you'll get the July customer special. Click on this link and check out our thermal tote drive that we do every summer. Here's an article that our team, about our team doing this last year. Include the news article, that kind of stuff. And I want to have some videos on there, including talking about personalization, so that they know they can personalize their items. Because I don't want to have to talk all about that, and I don't want to have a ton of posts from SenseShare or myself during this party. I want it mainly to be there and it to be a place for people to just see all the information at once with only just a few highlights. Like what I'm going to do for July is I will just offer a few highlights of products as we go, maybe offer a couple demonstrations, and I'll go live a couple times. But the idea is make it as simple as possible. So.
Thank you.
I hopefully that helped, but that party dashboard definitely, like on the photos, let me go to the beginning. It's my very first picture. Let's see here. We got party dashboard, going back to that. Like I have a Studio by 31. So what I'm actually going to do is I will just create a photo album, and I'll get rid of this, and I'll have a photo album of Studio by 31 pictures. Because what I did in here is I have a bunch of pictures. I don't know if you saw them, but I had a day. Let's see here. Where is this? I did some Studio by 31 stuff at one point here. There it is. So I included pictures. This will just be its own album so that they can see Studio by 31 instead of it just being a bunch of random pictures. And like I'll have a pillow album, and I'll grab a bunch of pillows. I'll go look for images, and it'll just serve a purpose of collecting a ton of images that I'm finding like on the My Bag Addictions group page and any other group pages that I find where there's like real life photos and good graphics that I can use to just stick in there and leave in there until the season's over, which our season's getting ready to change. So a lot of this is going to change, but I am going to update it for the month and to make sure it's right. Because then like when the season changes over, I'll still have like leave the personalization in there. Like the large utility totes that are personalized, I'll leave that there, and I'll just change the description that says, please note that some of these prints are retired from a previous season, but it will give you a good idea regarding personalization options. So I don't have to redo everything. I'll just kind of put a little caveat on there. So anywho, a lot of these images are going to go away and be put into albums, and I will get there. But I am going to go to another thing real quick. Let's talk about the NICU thermal tote drive. This is the group page that I had last year. I need to create a new image, and I need to update this. I have people that want to join the group. I need to add them too. But this is where we're going to keep track of how many NICU thermal totes that we get donated towards this cause. And what it is, just as a brief synopsis here, is we're collecting money to purchase thermal totes. And let me go to something real quick. I'm going to go to the outlet sale real fast to show you these thermals. But generally the idea is that we're going to buy these thermals when they're on special, but we don't really necessarily need to do that. With the outlet sale, they have, let's see here, shop, Christmas in July. So those cool zip thermals, let's find those real quick. They're only $6.99. Check it out. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I want to get as many of those $6.99 cool clip thermal pouches as I can before the sale's over. So I'm going to start marketing that to my customers real soon, because the thermals that are half off, I still have to spend $10 on it. So we can make our money stretch a lot further by getting these, as long as they remain available. This one up here, this little scribble, is $8.99. So when these two sell out, I'll go to the little scribble, and then I'll start accessing. Once those 3 thermals are sold out, then we'll start doing, you know, the regular thermal totes and using the July specials for that month. So,
I think there was another thermal on there, wasn't there?
probably, but I don't know if it's one that we would use for the drive.
Oh, okay. I don't remember which one it was. It was like a thermal tote, maybe.
I don't remember. Those 2 are the only ones I remember being like, it would be good for the drive. I mean, we've got the rolling cooler, of course, but that's obviously not going to work. Anyway, I'm going to get out of this, but I just wanted you to see that. And then, So if anyone's not local to the Broken Arrow Tulsa area that wants to be involved with this drive, you certainly can be. I don't have anyone joining right now that's not local, but you can do your own thing and fill your own totes, like if you live in Arizona or wherever. Our team's all across the country. And you don't have to do for the NICU. You can do school supplies for needy children, or like for a daycare, and fill them with like colored pencils and crayons and glue and whatever. So if you want to be creative and do your own thing, I can help you make your images that you need for that. So that's our NICU drive. Last thing we were going to talk about is the outlet sale. So if you don't have any sales on the outlet yet, there's still time, lots of time. It's through July the 11th. Don't get discouraged. Whether you've been in this business for a day or 5 years, it doesn't matter. Don't get discouraged. Essence made a good post on our team page the other day, and I go to it. It was inspiring, and I loved it. She was saying to not give up. And where is it? So negative attitudes will not help at all. This is what it was. She's saying that it was really close to the backpack. Do you have the backpack secured now, Essence?
No, not yet. Shortly, I'm praying, so tomorrow I will get it.
Yeah. Well, we have one more day of the month, but the outlet it's definitely not something to get discouraged about, because it's a matter of telling people about it and sharing something that you're excited about. When I told people that I bought 15 of those bowl sets on the outlet, I sold like 6 or 7 of them that same day, because people are like, oh, that is a good deal. Because I gave examples like you can plant succulents in them, you can have them as ice cream dishes, you can use them as salsa cups. So Deborah, do you know what we're talking about with the outlet?
I have no idea. I think I didn't do anything this month.
Let me show you what I posted real fast.
I think I'm way behind.
Okay, like this True Stripes bowl set.
Oh yeah, I ordered some of those. Those are in the top of my cabinet. I have a set of those.
Yeah, so I posted this and told them about it. It's only $4.99, and it's a great teacher gift. It's great to have on hand. So I sold a few just by sharing that, and that doesn't always happen. So don't get discouraged if that doesn't happen. You just have to keep sharing, and not overshare, but choose a few things that you really enjoy. Like this street style is my favorite crossbody style ever. And I ended up buying 3 of the coral and 3 of the citrus, because I'm afraid that one day I'm going to have to do without it, and it's my favorite style. So I'm going to be stockpiling and just using those for the rest of my life. So anyway, well, that is all I have, unless there's a discussion that you would like to have. The closed group that I have for the partying is Welcome to the Party with Sarah Thummel. Again, go ahead and check it out. I'm going to be updating it this weekend, getting it ready for my next round. This picture is going to change. Some things are going to change on it. You'll notice some things. So please go ahead and just post directly right here if you have questions. And I will let all the consultants that are on here know my party is going to start, so that the questions can stop here, because I don't want questions from consultants when I have an active party going. So feel free to ask questions directly to this until that point. Alrighty?
Okay.
Essence and Leslie, do you have anything?
Nope, I'm just excited for conference.
Oh, it's coming up. That's awesome. I'm glad you can go. And Leslie's going. And I'll show you my bump real quick. Essence has seen it.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely pregnant. Have you been feeling good?
I'm tired, and my pelvic area is sore.
Oh.
He's pretty low, and he's got a big head, but I'm okay.
Yeah, no, I know you said something about he's already like 6 pounds and something, so.
6.5 pounds, and I have 6 weeks to go.
Okay, well, and you know what? These last 6 weeks is when they really grow.
Yes, and it's going to be July, so it's going to be fantastic.
Yep. That's
So
what
pray
Malachi
for me.
did. Malachi was 9'5".
It's a big baby.
Yes.
All right, I love you all. Thanks for joining. And if you have follow-up questions, call me or text me tonight. I'll be up for a little while. Or you can post directly to this Welcome to the Party page or the team page. But
Okay.
thanks for joining.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.